The Medford and Anonymous Series, Part 3.
Many people stress themselves out thinking we have to do great things. If we all did the little things in life, we would have a much better society.
Well, those works seem to follow more readily after our meditation or connection with the eternal self.
Right, because you can't hold on to a good thing. That's the thing about good things. You just feel like love. You want to share it. Love is meant to be shared. You don't want to hold it in and keep your light under a bushel. That's something else. That's a fear. That's isolation. That's selfishness. Love is selfless, and selfishness is what. Take a look at what the bankers are doing, and trying to save money on a clean water system. I heard the other day on a radio show that if you take away one plane that costs like $1 trillion practically.
I heard that. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, we could get all our water systems on this country renewed, the pipes changed and everything. One plane that they don't need, that they call in God we trust, but they got to make more planes to satisfy these greedy folks that never have enough, because that's the nature of greed. It's a bottomless pit. They never have enough.
That's like an addiction as well.
That is an addiction. That's a distraction too. That's as dangerous, even more dangerous than somebody just taking drugs, because these are people taking drugs of the ego that is not just affecting them, which it is, but with that plane dropping bombs on women and children, that's affecting others. Now, somebody else is in pain and destroying themselves is one thing, and that's not the right way either. But they're not going out and hurting other people, most of them. And so those folks, those Hannibal Lecters, those educated in knowledge, not wisdom, with their suits and fancy language and fancy schools, the ones who are doing that and taking that knowledge and not using it with wisdom, they are the most dangerous people. They don't the Frankenstein-looking ones. They're the Dr. Frankenstein. That's why Hannibal Lecter, that man is one of the scariest portrayals, because he looks educated. He's a doctor. He can hear Beethoven, and yet he can eat somebody's brain while listening to classical music, like Ray Liotta. That is the most dangerous one. And they look yet the most brightest. They can speak the languages. They are more dangerous than somebody that we put in jail for smoking a joint or taking acid or whatever. And yet they own these companies that are killing hundreds of thousands of people a year, and they get raises. They got bonuses. They smiling with their smirky smile, and but they all answer. As they get closer to that, believe me, they're all gamblers. They're gambling on Wall Street. That's what it is. It's a casino, capitalism. And as they get closer to realizing they can't take their money with them, and they don't have the technology to keep them alive forever, they got to wonder if there's something there that outlasts even water, our being, our soul.
So they need this as much as anyone else.
Well, they do, and actually, their families. It's a part of me when I get away from the anger part. Underneath my anger, sometimes, and even Jesus got angry once. I feel sad for them, because they don't know. They don't really know. If they really knew what they're doing, what would coming back on them, and it really is, if you really can look in their eyes, despite all their houses and foods and, servants and planes and trains and boats, if you really look, and some of them are good actors. Like a good actor doesn't really feel, the part. They don't, they may play a murderer, but they don't come out of the job and murder somebody. But some of them are so, or Ben Kingsley playing Gandhi, he don't come out of there and go lead a salt march or a march, to get clean water or something, or, but they can look very, very, convincing, but if you really look and you sense with the soul, see, this is the importance of meditation. You get an inner knowingness, a sense beyond the logical brain, beyond the deceptions of what you see and hear, and you may see somebody dressed nice, and you hear them speak nice, but you may not even know that person. That person can be a murderer. Even the women who go out with these psychotics, What do you call those? The folks that are it's a pathology, is a name. They put a label on it. But anyway, these folks who could be even charismatic, and yet they take the woman home and drug them up, and so how do you know? This is the practicality. This stuff is not, airy-fairy. This stuff is not spaced out. It's spaced in. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, there's an inner sense of things. An
inner sense, yes.
What do you call? Don't they call it intuition?
Intuition. That's right. So meditation is building your cocoon in a sacred aloneness. By the way, and you go from loneliness. This is the key thing, folks. You go from loneliness to actually feeling alone, and then with the aloneness, you feel who put you here. You feel a sacred aloneness, and an aloneness that you don't actually feel lonely.
Well, that's actually interesting. That's something we're all running away from, that aloneness.
Oh man, that was such a turning point to feel the difference between loneliness and aloneness. So as to be metamorphosized into a lighter and new you. Meditation is a building of an armor around us of such a force field of love, a love so strong so as to withstand the assaults from those heavy with negativities, from their lack of such a reforming and transmuting practice, such as meditation.
Whoa.
So
we all experience that.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I get out of tune certain parts of the day, and I say, oh, I know where to go. I know where to get tuned up. So it's a finding the everlasting treasures of a golden radiance contained in each of us. It's a treasure no one can ever steal. It's the real medication for our minds and emotions without the side effects.
Wow, is that what Jesus meant when he said, store up treasures in heaven, not on earth?
That's right. That he also says that these would not be able to steal from. It's our own private plane. Hey, you folks, you want your own plane to travel to places of such beauty and refreshment that will surpass one's best travels and sights. Wow. And you can do it more than once a year and not worry about the luggage or the mechanical problems on the plane.
Yeah, you know what that costs to just buy and to refurbish and all the effort that you'd have to put into that. When this is free. Right. This is just free.
Right. That's right. It's free. It's free. There's no charge. I mean, some people charge a lot of money to learn these things, but it's free. Jesus never said, hey, you want to come with me? You got $1,000 for the weekend? You didn't do that. So that's kind of like a spiritual materialism. I got to tell you, I've been to Hawaii. It's like a slice of heaven. It's so clean and beautiful. And I tell you honestly, when I go deep in meditation, the beauty of the spirit, because everything comes from spirit. Everything created is from the unseen. When you go inside and you're communing with the unseen, you feel it. It's as much as and more than going even. I got to say this, even than going to Hawaii, and you got access to it every day. It's finding the genie within us, finding rubbing the magic lamp of our bodies, with the meditation, and finding that genie within us. It's the highest form. Get this, it's the highest form of creativity that's possible besides birth.
Wow.
It allows us to mature into our highest realized self. We're still being born. They say born again. I say you're born again and again and again and again. You're budding, you're Buddha budding. Your petals are still coming out. So am I. I'm not all there. I still have a lot to go. But I realize, I know where the mountain is, and I know the direction is up. Which way is up? It's the key to open the door to freedom, not found in anything. Anything. It's a magic key, It's a key that everybody has. The key of your will, the key of a practice. It's a keynote, You change your frequencies, you change your aura, you change your vibration. By the way, I guess it's a good thought, it's a good point to say where, there's a very, very practical insight I got from Edgar Cayce. I don't get it all myself. I know where the teachers are. I'm humble enough to admit that I don't know it all, and I look around and I look for who's been able to manifest God, not just talk about Him, manifest. And so, I got. Before I get to it, I found another page with 3 more. It's allowing the instruments of our bodies and minds to become so attuned to our spiritual source that more and more the music of our lives will become more harmonious to ourselves and others, including the animals and the plants. I know when I meditate, I got to tell you, my cat, he comes over. I don't call him, my cat comes over if I'm laying on the floor sometimes, and he just perches his head on my outstretched arm, and just right up against my body. As I said in I think in the other talk, Oliver, he came, that's the first breakthrough. He was so traumatized with the different experiences of being out in the street, and another cat that traumatized him when the lady had him, or when he was in the pet store. The first breakthrough, folks, I was sitting in meditation with my back away from the back of the chair, and this is a cat that was hiding, that was traumatized. He came out on his own, and he jumped on that chair behind me at the base of my spine. And that, he sensed it. See, he sensed it. And ever since then, we're buddies. So,
I've seen Oliver. He's fabulous.
Yeah, Oliver's a beautiful cat. Okay, now yoga. A lot of people are doing their physical asanas, and they're dissecting things, and that happens in America much times, too much. We dissect everything. We don't keep it whole or holy. So it's the essence of yoga. The preparation for yoga, meditation, is the asanas.
What is asanas?
Asanas are, the poses of the body.
Oh, okay, right.
So I know a woman once, could scratch her nose with her leg home behind her head, so to speak, but she was still in the mind, very ready to go to the medicated route with a psychiatrist, and so that's only the preparation work. When you feel relaxed, you feel good. There's hormones made. You're stretched out. There's no energy hidden up and locked up in the body with the tensions. You feel less of the fighting of disease, or you feel less of the disease. So, but that's still an outer door to go deeper. And so the essence of yoga is really a union with the divine. It prepares you, those postures, to meditate and stretch your mind. Not just the body, stretch the mind.
I like that analogy. That could be something something you can use in meditation as doors opening up.
That's right.
Going
doors
from one door
up
to the next.
That's right. There's many doors.
Deeper.
Excuse me?
Going deeper as you go.
That's right. Deeper and deeper. It's like many pedals.
Using that key to unlock the door.
Unlock the door and be free some more. So as the last one I got, it's discovering our spiritual mind, not our carnal mind. Discovering our spiritual mind, which is differentiating from our brain. Discovering our spiritual mind and our eyes and our spiritual ears to know and see and hear more than the logical mind can ever explain. And this will guide us and warn us in love's grace.
Continued to part 4.
Many people stress themselves out thinking we have to do great things. If we all did the little things in life, we would have a much better society. Love is meant to be shared. You don't want to hold it in and keep your light under a bushel. See, this is the importance of meditation. You get an inner knowingness, a sense beyond the logical brain. It's a keynote, you change your frequencies, you change your aura, you change your vibration.